Hey there, Survivor. Tonight, we're diving into something primal. Something that's haunted human nightmares for thousands of years across every culture on Earth. What if vampires were real? Not the sparkling romantic versions from movies, but the actual predators. The ones that hunt in darkness, that see humans as nothing more than food, that have survived for centuries by being better at killing than we are at hiding. So before you settle in, maybe you check that your doors are locked, just in case, and hit that like button if you're brave enough to explore this with me. Let me know in the comments, do you believe in things that go bump in the night? And where are you watching from? What time is it there? I'm always curious who's awake in the darkness with me. Now, dim those lights, get comfortable, and let's explore together what it really means to be hunted by something older, stronger, and infinitely more patient than you. The night everything changed. You're walking home from work, late shift at the hospital. You're a nurse, and the overnight rotation means you're leaving at 2:47 a.m. when most sane people are asleep. The parking garage is mostly empty, just your car and a few others belonging to fellow night shift workers. The fluorescent lights flicker overhead, making that buzzing sound that sets your teeth on edge. Your footsteps echo off concrete walls, and somewhere in the distance you hear another sound. Footsteps that aren't yours. You tell yourself it's nothing, another worker heading to their car, security making rounds, nothing to worry about. This is a hospital parking garage in the middle of a city. Perfectly safe, right? But something feels wrong. The footsteps don't sound right. They're too quiet, too deliberate, like whoever's making them is trying very hard not to be heard. And they're getting closer. You speed up, not quite running, but walking faster, digging in your bag for your keys. Your car's just ahead, 20 feet, 15, 10. The footsteps behind you stop. Complete silence. Except for the buzzing lights and your own breathing, which suddenly sounds way too loud. You risk a glance back. Parking garage looks empty. Shadows between cars. Nothing moving, but you can feel it. Someone watching you from somewhere in those shadows, eyes on you, tracking your every movement. You reach your car, fumble with keys, drop them, pick them up. Your hands are shaking, adrenaline making you clumsy. Get the door open, slide inside, lock it immediately. That's when you see him. He's standing about 15 feet away, between two cars, just standing there, watching you. You didn't hear him approach, didn't see him move. He's just there, like he materialized from shadows. He's tall, impossibly tall, 6.5 feet maybe, dressed in dark clothes that seem to absorb light, pale skin that almost glows in the fluorescent lighting, and eyes that reflect the light like an animal's, catching and throwing back the glow with something that isn't quite human. He smiles. Not friendly, predatory, all teeth. You start your car, hands shaking so bad you can barely turn the key. He doesn't move, just stands there, watching you. Smiling, that terrible smile. You throw the car in reverse, tires squealing as you back up. He still doesn't move. Just watches as you speed toward the exit. Your heart is hammering, your mouth is dry, and every survival instinct you have is screaming, predator, danger, run. You make it out of the garage, onto the street. The city's mostly empty at this hour, just a few other cars, some late-night pedestrians. Everything normal. Everything safe. But you can't shake the feeling. Those eyes, the smile, the way he just appeared, the way he stood so still. Like a statue. Like something that doesn't need to breathe. You tell yourself it was nothing, just a weird guy. Creepy but harmless. The city is full of weird people. Night shift means encountering them. Nothing to worry about. But you're wrong. So completely wrong. Because when you get home to your apartment, when you park in your building's underground garage, when you take the elevator to your floor, when you walk down the hallway to your door, you see him again, standing at the end of the hallway, near the emergency exit, just standing, watching. Same smile, same predatory stillness. And this time you understand. This isn't random. This isn't coincidence. He followed you. From the hospital to your home, and he got here before you did. Impossible, unless he's something that doesn't have to obey normal rules, like traffic or physics or human limitations.
You run to your door, keys already in hand, get inside, slam it shut, lock it, deadbolt, chain, every security measure your door has. You lean against the door, heart racing, mind spinning, trying to make sense of what just happened. Then, you hear it. Footsteps in the hallway, approaching your door, stopping right outside. Silence. You hold your breath. Don't move. Don't make a sound. Maybe, if you're quiet enough, he'll think you're not home. He'll leave. A knock at the door. 3 slow, deliberate knocks. You don't answer? Don't breathe. His voice comes through the door, soft, pleasant, almost friendly. I can hear your heartbeat, you know. Smell your fear. It's intoxicating. You back away from the door. This isn't happening. This can't be real. People don't talk like that. Don't track others. Don't appear and disappear like shadows. Another voice in your head, rational and desperate, trying to explain. Stalker, obsessed fan, someone who saw you at the hospital, followed you, call the police, let them handle it. But something deeper, something primal, is screaming a different message. This isn't human. This is predator. And you're prey. His voice again through the door. I'll be seeing you soon. Run if you want. Hide. It makes the hunt more interesting. Footsteps walking away. Down the hallway. Toward the stairs. And gone. You stand in your apartment, shaking, terrified, trying to process what just happened. This is night 1. And everything you thought you knew about the world is wrong. The truth in daylight. You don't sleep, not even close. You spend the rest of the night pacing, checking locks, looking out windows, jumping at every sound. When sunrise finally comes, you feel relief. Irrational, maybe, but deep down something tells you daylight means safety. You call in sick for work. Can't imagine going back to that parking garage. Not yet. Need to process, think, plan, maybe call the police. And tell them what? A creepy guy looked at you, followed you home, said he could hear your heartbeat? They'll think you're having a breakdown or wasting their time. You need information. Need to understand what you're dealing with. You spend the morning researching. Online searches, security systems, self-defense classes. Everything feels inadequate. Like trying to fight a hurricane with an umbrella. Around noon, you decide to go to the library. Public place, lots of people, natural light streaming through windows. Safe. The library is nearly empty. Just you, a few college students, a homeless man sleeping in periodical section, the librarian at the front desk. You head to the folklore section, feeling ridiculous even as you do it. Vampire mythology? You're actually looking at vampires. Like they're real. Like the modern world hasn't proven every monster is just metaphor. But those eyes, the impossible speed, the way he knew things he shouldn't. You pull books. Start reading. Every culture has vampire legends, not always called vampires, but always the same core elements. Undead beings that feed on blood, hunt at night, possess superhuman abilities, avoid sunlight. The books describe behaviors you recognize. The predatory stillness, the impossible speed, the heightened senses. They can hear heartbeats from across a room. Traditional defenses start to sound less like superstition. Garlic makes blood taste bad, might keep them away. Crosses and holy water, faith-based protection, possibly symbolic of human will. Silver and wooden stakes, ways to kill what shouldn't be alive. Sunlight, the ultimate weakness, destroys them, turns them to ash. You're taking notes, feeling half crazy, but also deeply frightened. Because what if? Your phone buzzes. Text from unknown number. Did you really think the library would be safe? That daylight would protect you? I can walk in sunlight, you know. We're not all bound by the old rules. Some of us have evolved. You drop your phone. It clatters on the library floor. Librarian looks up, annoyed. You grab it, check the message again. Another text. Coming through even as you watch. Look up. You look up. Scan the library. He's there. Standing between stacks. 20 feet away, in full daylight, watching you. Same smile. But he's different in daylight. Somehow. His skin isn't glowing pale, it's just pale. Like a normal person who doesn't get much sun. His eyes don't glow. They're just dark. Brown, maybe. Or black. His clothes are normal. Expensive looking, but normal. Except for the smile. And the way he stands, so completely still. No breathing, no fidgeting, no unconscious human movements. Just stillness. Watching. Waiting. You stand up. Knock over your chair. Grab your bag. The librarian says something, you don't hear it, you're moving toward the exit, toward daylight and crowds, and the illusion of safety. He doesn't follow, doesn't chase, just watches as you run.
You make it outside, into sunlight, people everywhere. Street vendors, food carts, tourists taking photos. Normal city life. Nobody hunting anybody. You risk a look back. He's standing in the library window, visible through glass. watching, still smiling. And you understand. He's not hiding. He's not concerned about being seen because what are you going to do? Tell people a vampire is stalking you? They'll think you're insane. He's not worried because he's been doing this for who knows how long. Decades, centuries, long enough to know exactly how to hunt humans without ever being caught. Your phone buzzes again. You're going to run, going to hide, going to try everything you can think of, and it won't matter because I've already decided you're mine. And when I decide to hunt, there's only one ending. Let's make this interesting, though. I'll give you until the next new moon. 3 days. That's how long you have to prepare, to plan, to do whatever you think will save you. Then I come for you. And after that, you're either one of us or you're dead. Either way, you stop being prey. Good luck. You're going to need it. You stand on the sidewalk, surrounded by people, in broad daylight, with a predator promising to kill you in 3 days. And nobody knows. Nobody can help, because nobody will believe you. This is day 1, and you have 72 hours to figure out how to survive something that shouldn't exist. The research phase. Day 1. You spend every remaining hour of daylight gathering information, preparing, trying to turn folklore into practical survival strategy. First stop is an occult bookstore. You feel ridiculous walking in, but also desperate. Survival makes you willing to try anything. The shop smells like incense and old paper, shelves crammed with books on everything from tarot to demonology. Woman behind counter looks at you with knowing eyes, like she sees desperate people every day. I need information about vampires, you say, trying to sound casual, like you're researching a novel. Her expression changes, becomes serious. Are you being hunted? The question catches you off guard. The directness of it. Yes, you admit. She nods, gestures you to follow. I thought we'd get one of you eventually. They're getting bolder. Used to be they'd hide better. This one wants you to know, wants you to be afraid. Fear makes the blood taste better. You stare at her. She talks about vampires like they're real, like everyone knows. You didn't know, she says, reading your expression. Most people don't, until it's too late. We're what you might call informed about the things that hunt in darkness. Been dealing with them for generations. My grandmother taught my mother, taught me. She pulls books from shelves. Not the mass market paperbacks up front, but older volumes, leather-bound, handwritten notes in the margin. These are the real knowledge, she says, collected over centuries by people who survived. You spend hours reading, learning, understanding. The truth. Vampires are real, always have been. They're not undead, exactly. They're transformed. Humans who made a choice, traded their humanity for immortality, enhanced abilities, freedom from human weakness. The transformation requires 3 things: vampire blood in your system, death, and choice. When you wake, you decide. Drink human blood, complete the transformation. Refuse, and you die for real. Most choose transformation because survival is human nature, even when survival means becoming monster. The vampire hunting you is old. She can tell by his confidence, his willingness to reveal himself. Young vampires are cautious, still remember being human, still fear death. Old ones have survived centuries, know their apex predators, fear nothing. Your best defenses? Not garlic or crosses. Those are myths, human attempts to make sense of the incomprehensible. Real defenses? Fire. Vampires heal from almost anything, but fire destroys them completely. Decapitation, separating head from body, prevents healing. Silver, not deadly, but painful. Slows healing, makes them vulnerable. Wooden stake, through the heart, paralyzes them, doesn't kill, but immobilizes. Sunlight, the only real weakness. Burns them, kills them eventually, but old vampires can tolerate brief exposure, won't kill them immediately. Gives them time to reach shadows. Most important defense, numbers. Vampires are solitary hunters, strong and fast, but still limited to one body. Can't be everywhere at once. Safety is in crowds, in public spaces, in never being alone. And there's one more thing, she says, looking at you seriously. The invitation rule. Real vampires can't enter a home without being invited. Not magical, just territorial. Old law among them, homes are sacred spaces. Unless you invite them in, you remember him, standing in your hallway, outside your door, not coming in, because you never invited him.
Relief washes through you. Your apartment is safe, as long as you're careful. At least have one sanctuary. You buy books, supplies, silver knife blessed by someone who knows what it's for, small vial of water from a church, supposedly has protective properties. Wooden stake. Feels ridiculous, but she insists. Emergency flare. Bright light and fire in one package. You also learn about vampire communities. They're not loners. Exactly. They have territories, power structures, rules among themselves, politics as complex as human society. The vampire hunting you is sending a message. By telling you, by giving you time, he's not just hunting. He's claiming you, announcing his intent to other vampires. This is his prey. Back off. Which means vampire law might be only thing that saves you. If another vampire were to claim you first, the one hunting you might back down. Might. It's slim hope, but you're collecting any hope you can find. You leave the shop as sun starts to set, with knowledge you wish you didn't have, and preparation you hope is enough. You head home, moving quickly before full darkness falls. Your apartment feels different now that you know he can't enter. Not a prison anymore. A fortress. Imperfect, but defensible. You set up defenses. Line windowsills with salt. Old folklore, but the shop owner insisted. Position mirrors to eliminate blind spots. Keep the silver knife in reach. Wooden stake under your pillow. Flare by the door. You don't sleep again. Just wait for day 2 to dawn. The first night of terror. Night falls and you're alone. In your apartment, with locks that suddenly seem inadequate. You've drawn all curtains, blocked every window, but you can feel him out there, somewhere in the darkness, waiting, watching. Your phone buzzes. Text from him. You're in there, aren't you? Safe behind your walls. I can hear you breathing. Hear your heart racing. Can you hear mine? Oh, wait. I don't have a heartbeat anymore. Forgotten. You don't respond. Hands shaking. Don't engage. Don't give him satisfaction. Another text. Let me tell you what's going to happen. Day 2 tomorrow. You'll venture out because you have to. Eventually, people need food, water, supplies, and the moment you leave your fortress, I'll be there. Maybe not right away. Maybe I'll let you think you're safe, let you relax a little. Then, when you least expect it, I'll remind you that you're being hunted. You turn off your phone, but damage is done. His words are in your head now. You can't unhear them. The night stretches endlessly. Every sound makes you jump. The building settling. Neighbors above. Water in pipes. Wind against windows. All innocent. All terrifying when you're waiting for a predator. Around 3 a.m., you hear something different from building sounds. Scratching at your door, rhythmic, deliberate like fingernails on wood. You freeze. Don't move. Don't breathe. The scratching continues. For minutes that feel like hours. Then stops. Silence. More terrifying than noise. Because you don't know where he is, what he's doing, whether he's still there. Your phone buzzes even though you turned it off. He must have turned it back on. Remotely. Somehow, another demonstration of control. Single text. I'm right outside. Can hear you so clearly. Your blood rushing through your veins, your terror. Sharp and sweet. Want to know the best part? You can't stay in there forever. He's right. And you know it. This apartment isn't a solution. It's a delay. Eventually, you need food, work, supplies. Eventually, you have to leave. And he'll be waiting. Dawn comes, finally, slowly. Light creeping through curtain edges. You check your phone. 6:47 a.m. You survived night 1, but you have 2 more nights before the new moon, before he stops playing. You need a better plan than just hiding. Finding allies. Day 2 dawns, and you make a decision. Hiding alone isn't working. You need help, need allies, need people who know about vampires and how to fight them. The occult shop owner mentioned others. People who know. People who've survived. She gave you an address. Said if you were serious about surviving, to go there. The address is for a bar in a rough part of the city, the kind of place you'd normally avoid, especially alone. But normal rules don't apply anymore. You arrive midday. Bar is open, but nearly empty. Few daylight drinkers. Bartender cleaning glasses. Man at the end of the bar reading a newspaper. You approach the bartender. I was sent here, you say quietly. Someone told me you might be able to help with a vampire problem. Bartender doesn't even blink. Looks over. Measuring. Deciding. You being hunted? He asks. Yes, you admit. By the one who's been circling downtown? Past few weeks?
You nod. How did you know? Because you're not the first he's targeted. You're just the first who came here looking for help. The others didn't survive long enough to ask. The bartender gestures to a door in the back. Through there. Knock 3 times, someone will answer, or they won't. If they don't, leave and don't come back. You go to the door, knock 3 times. Wait. The door opens. Man in his 30s, scars on his face. Looks you up and down. Being hunted, he asks? Same question as bartender. Yes. New moon in 2 days? Yes. How does everyone know that? Because that's when they feed. When the night is darkest. When their power peaks. Come in. You enter a room that looks like a combination of armory, war room, and library. Maps on walls, photos of people, some with red X's through them. Weapons everywhere. Stakes, crossbows, silver ammunition. 3 other people in the room. Woman in her 50s, man in his 20s, another woman about your age. We're hunters, this guard man says. Name's Marcus. We track vampires, kill them when we can, save people when we're lucky. Your luck. That you found us. That you're alive. That the one hunting you is playing games instead of just taking you. The older woman speaks. Name's Catherine. Been hunting for 30 years, since a vampire killed my daughter, turned my husband. I killed him myself, but staked through his heart while he begged me not to. The young man, David. Parents were killed 3 years ago. Been hunting ever since. The woman your age, Sarah. Friend was turned last year. I helped her end it before she hurt anyone. These are people who understand, who believe, who've survived. You're not alone anymore. Marcus gestures to a map. Downtown territory is controlled by a coven. 7 vampires. Been here for decades. Usually keep low profile. Don't hunt, obviously. But your vampire, Novak, relatively new, only been here 5 years, but old. Centuries old. Powerful. He's making a name for himself, Marcus continues, challenging the established order. The Coven doesn't like it, but so far haven't moved against him. This hunt, he's announced it, told other vampires, you're his claim. It's a power play, showing he doesn't respect their rules. Which gives us an opening, Sarah says. If we can get the Coven involved, make them see Novak as a threat, they might take care of him for us. The enemy of my enemy, Catherine adds. But David shakes his head. Covens don't interfere in hunts, not unless their own interests are threatened. And one human doesn't threaten them. Then we make it threaten them, you hear yourself say. If I survive this hunt, if Novak fails, it embarrasses him, makes him look weak. The Coven might move against him. Then, to maintain order. Marcus smiles, slowly. You're thinking like a survivor. Good. That's good. But first, we need to keep you alive. 2 more days, then face him. On new moon, when he comes for you. They spend the day training you. How to fight vampires. Not a fair fight. You can't win that. How to exploit weaknesses, create openings, survive long enough for help to arrive. You practice with stakes, learning to thrust upward into the chest, aiming for the heart. It's harder than it looks. Requires precision, force, commitment. You practice with silver, learning weak points, neck, eyes, anywhere sensitive. Silver won't kill, but it hurts, slows healing, might buy seconds you need. You learn about fire, how vampires fear it, more than anything. Maybe sunlight. Emergency flares, Molotov cocktails, anything that burns can save your life. Most importantly, you learn about vampire psychology. They're predators, yes, but they're also proud, arrogant, used to winning, complacent. That's their weakness. Overconfidence. Novak is playing with you, showing off. That's his mistake. You're going to make him regret it. As sun sets, Marcus makes announcement. You're staying here tonight. Tomorrow night, here. We're not leaving you alone, not giving him any chances before the new moon. Relief washes through you. You're not facing this alone anymore. Night 2 passes safely. You're surrounded by people who believe, who are armed, who know how to fight. For the first time since this started, you sleep. Not much, not well, but some. Day 3 dawns, your last day of preparation before the new moon, before Novak comes for you. Time to get ready for the hunt. The new moon rising. Day 3, the day before the new moon, your last day of preparation. The hunters are tense, move in with purpose, every action deliberate. They've done this before, lost people before, determined to not lose you. Marcus spreads mats across the table. He'll come at night, obviously, peak power during the new moon, but he'll also be constrained. He announced this hunt publicly, in vampire terms. That means he has to follow certain rules.
What rules, you ask? The hunt must be fair, Catherine explains, air quotes around fair. He can't just break in here, can't use other vampires, can't use human servants. Has to hunt you alone, traditional weapons only. No guns, no modern tricks, just strength, speed, fangs. Gives us an advantage, David adds. We can use modern weapons, we can set traps, we can stack the deck. But, Sarah interjects, we can't hide you. He'll find you wherever you are, part of the hunt. He gets to track. Part of surviving is you have to face him. Your stomach drops. So what? What's the plan? The plan, Marcus says, is we make him come to us. Choose the battlefield, set the terms. We can't win a fair fight, so we don't fight fair. He points to a location on the map. Abandoned warehouse, district's edge. Been empty for years. We use it sometimes for situations like this. Large space, multiple exits, good sight lines, easy to defend. We lure him there, Marcus continues. Make him think you're alone, vulnerable. When he comes, we're waiting, hidden, armed. When he's committed, when he's vulnerable, we strike, all at once. And if that doesn't work, Catherine adds grimly, you run. We cover you. Buy time until sunrise. Few hours. Make it to dawn, you survive another day. It's not a great plan, but it's a plan. Better than hiding, better than facing him alone. You spend day preparing the warehouse, checking every entrance, setting traps. Not enough to kill, but enough to slow him, give you seconds you might need. Silver wire at ankle height. Won't hurt him much, but might trip him momentarily. Seconds count. Mirrors. Position strategically. Eliminate blind spots. Can't sneak up if you see everything. Fire. Accelerant at key points. Ready to ignite. Strategic retreat through the flames. Vampires fear fire. More than anything. Except sunlight. Weapons. Silver knives at intervals throughout warehouse. You'll always be close to something. Wooden stakes, distributed, multiple backups. Emergency flares, bright light, burns, disorients. Sun lamps, Marcus's idea. High-intensity UV. Not as good as real sun, but close. Might hurt him. Definitely annoys him. By the time the sun sets, you're as ready as you can be. The warehouse is a trap. You're the bait. The hunters are back up, and Novak is coming. You can feel it as darkness falls. Complete darkness. New moon, no light pollution. The kind of dark humans used to fear. Before electricity, before civilization, before we forgot we were prey. Your phone buzzes. Text from Novak. It's time. Come to the corner of 5th and Industrial. Midnight. If you don't show, I'll start hunting people you know. Family, friends, co-workers, everyone you care about, one by one, until you face me. Marcus reads it, nods. That's the warehouse. He knows where we are. Probably watched us prepare. Doesn't care. Arrogance. He thinks he can't lose. Sarah hands you silver knife, stakes, flare. Keep these close. Don't hesitate. If you get a chance, use it. Aim for the heart, strike hard. David checks the UV lamps, makes sure they work. These might surprise him, might buy you seconds. Catherine just looks at you. You're strong, stronger than you know. You've survived 3 days. Most don't make it that far. Whatever happens, you fought back. That matters. The hunters move into position, hidden in shadows, behind barriers, places where they can watch, wait, strike when needed. You're alone, in the center of the warehouse, under a single light, waiting. Midnight approaches. You hear church bells in the distance, counting down to the moment everything changes. 12 chimes marking the hour, the middle of night. Silence. Then, footsteps outside the warehouse. Slow, deliberate, coming closer. The door opens. Novak steps inside. He's different than before. Still tall, still pale, but there's something else now. Power radiating from him like heat. The new moon, his element, his time. He smiles. That predatory smile. "Hello, little rabbit," he says, voice carrying through warehouse. "Did you really think this would work? Setting traps like I'm some mindless beast?" He walks forward, casually, confidently. You set traps for a hunter, but I am so much more. I am the night given form. And tonight, during the new moon, I am unstoppable. You back away slowly, hand on silver knife, heart racing. He laughs. You have knives. Silver. Clever. Won't save you, though. He sees the mirrors, the positioning. Mirrors. Smart. You've been learning. But here's something they didn't tell you. He moves, impossibly fast, crossing 20 feet in a blink. Suddenly he's right in front of you. Old vampires on the new moon, we're not constrained by normal limits. He reaches for you. You thrust upward with the knife, aiming for his chest like Marcus taught, fast, committed. Novak catches your wrist easily, like you're moving in slow motion. Smiles. No, he says, almost kindly. We're really not. Then the lights hit. UV lamps all activating at once, flooding warehouse with artificial sunlight. Novak screams, releases you, stumbles back, skin smoking where the light touches.
Now, Marcus shouts. The hunters emerge. Stakes, crossbows, silver ammunition, all firing at once. But Novak is already moving, even burned, even injured. Fast, like nothing human, dodging most attacks. A stake grazes his shoulder. Silver bolt catches his leg. He barely slows. He's between you and exits, in seconds, moving with purpose. Not random, calculated, cutting off escape. This is what Catherine meant when she said old vampires are different, dangerous, beyond measure. Novak grabs David, faster than you can track, tosses him across warehouse. He hits wall with a sickening crack, doesn't get up. Sarah fires crossbow, silver bolt. Novak catches it mid-air, snaps it, keeps moving. Catherine throws a knife, catches his shoulder. He pulls it out, barely notices. Marcus moves to intercept. Big man, experienced, strong. Novak backhands him, almost casually. Marcus flies, hits ground hard, doesn't move. 3 hunters down in seconds. Just you and Sarah left. Run, Sarah shouts at you. East exit, go! You run, toward the exit she indicated. Behind you, sounds of struggle. Sarah buying you time, with her life, maybe. You hit the door, burst into alley, behind warehouse. Dark, empty. Except Novak is there, already, in front of you, when he was behind you, seconds ago. Impossible. He smiles. Did you really think I wouldn't account for every exit, every escape? You can't outrun me, little rabbit. Nobody can. Sarah crashes through door behind you. Tackle him, she screams. Just buy me seconds. You don't think, just act. Launch yourself at Novak, all your weight, surprising him momentarily. Both of you hit ground. Sarah has something, Molotov cocktail, fire. She throws it, flames explode across the alley between you and Novak. He screams again, real pain this time. Fire, the one thing that truly hurts. Run, Sarah grabs your arm, pulls you, both of you running through alleys, dark streets, trying to put distance between you and him. Behind you, his screams, rage, pain, promise of vengeance. You run until your lungs burn, until your legs give out, until you collapse in another alley, miles away, maybe. Sarah is bleeding, arm torn, ribs maybe broken. Did we lose him? You gasp. She shakes her head. No, just slowed him. He'll find us. He always does. Then what? What do we do? She looks at you, eyes serious. We survive until dawn. The long night. You're in an alley. Somewhere in the industrial district, Sarah is hurt, bad. You don't know where the other hunters are, if they're alive, if Novak killed them. We need to move, Sarah gasps, holding her ribs. Can't stay here. He'll track us.
How, you ask? How does he track? Blood, Sarah says. He's tasted your fear, marked you, metaphorically, can follow that now, like a bloodhound. So we just keep running until sunrise. She nods. Dawn is 4 hours. Can you run for 4 hours? You don't know, but you're going to try. You help Sarah up. She's heavy, leaning on you. Both of you stumble through dark streets. The city is quiet at this hour. Few cars, no pedestrians. Just you, and somewhere behind you, a predator. Your phone buzzes. You didn't even realize you still had it. Text from Novak. That hurt. The fire. Clever. But now I'm angry. And when I catch you, and I will catch you, I'm going to make this last. Make you beg for the mercy of death or transformation. You'll beg for either, and I'll deny you both for a while. You show Sarah. She reads. Curses. We need sanctuary, somewhere public, somewhere with lights, people. Where? Everywhere is closed. It's 1 a.m. on a weekday. She thinks, church. Churches have sanctuary, old law, even vampires respect it, mostly. There's a church 3 blocks from here, old cathedral, open 24 hours for prayer. You head that direction, moving as fast as Sarah's injuries allow. Every shadow seems to hide him. Every sound seems like footsteps. 2 blocks away, you hear it, whistling, behind you, getting closer. Casual, confident, hunting. He's playing with us, Sarah says, making us panic, using fear. It's working, you admit. The church is ahead, big stone building, Gothic architecture, lights on inside through stained glass. Safety, maybe. You're half a block away when Novak appears in front of you. Again. Somehow, already there. He's burned, face and hands, healing even as you watch, skin knitting together, supernatural regeneration. You hurt me, he says conversationally. Most impressive. No one's hurt me in decades. I'm almost impressed. Almost, Sarah growls, still defiant. Means? You're not. Novak smiles. No. Not quite, but points for trying. He steps toward you. Both of you back away. Now the question is, do I kill you here, or do I take my time? Church bell rings. Single chime. 1:15 a.m. Novak glances at the cathedral, frowns. Ah, the church. Clever. Using old laws against me. Won't work, though. I'll drag you out if I have to. Sarah pulls something from her pocket, small vial. The blessed water from the occult shop. She throws it at Novak.
The water hits his face, sizzles, steam and smoke. Novak screams, claws at his face, real agony this time. Go, Sarah shouts. You don't argue. Run. Toward the church, up the steps, through the doors, into sanctuary. Inside, cathedral is empty. Just candles flickering. Rows of pews, altar at far end. Peaceful. Quiet. You collapse in a pew, gasping, heart racing. Did it work? Are we safe? For a moment, nothing. Then the doors open. Novak steps inside. Face still healing from blessed water, burns fading, but still visible. He walks down the aisle, toward you, slowly. No rush. Sanctuary, Sarah whispers. He can't. He's not supposed to. But he is. He's walking right in, ignoring every law, every rule, every protection. Novak hears her. Smiles. Sanctuary? Only works if the vampire respects it. And I, old as I am, don't respect much anymore. He keeps coming, power radiating, malevolent, unstoppable. Your hand finds the emergency flare,
the last one. Clipped it to your belt earlier. Sarah is too hurt to run, to fight. You're on your own now. Think fast. Desperate. Churches have something vampires hate, besides holy water. More powerful, more destructive. Candles. Lots of candles. Open flame. Everywhere. You grab a candelabra. 3 candles. Heavy brass. Base. Swing it at Novak, aiming for his face. He catches it easily. Smiles. Nice try. But the candles touch his clothes. Expensive, dark clothes that catch fire easily. Novak stumbles back, trying to pat out flames, but fire spreads fast, accelerated by whatever supernatural quality makes him vulnerable. He's screaming, batting at flames, real panic now. Fire, the ultimate threat. You grab Sarah, half carry her towards side door, back of the cathedral, while Novak is distracted, burning, fighting instinct that screams danger, danger. You burst out the side door into another alley, still dark, still hours until dawn, but you're alive. For now. The dawn race. You're running again. Sarah can barely move, but you're supporting her, adrenaline carrying you both through dark streets. Behind you, Novak, burned, angry, definitely still hunting. You can feel him back there somewhere, getting closer. How much time, you gasp? Sarah checks her watch, cracked but working. 3 hours, maybe less, until sunrise. We won't make it, Sarah says. Has to be said. Can't run for 3 hours, not with me injured. Then we find another way, you say, more confident than you feel. We need to get high, Sarah says, thinking out loud. Vampires are powerful, but they're still bound by physics, mostly. Can't fly, can't climb smooth surfaces, get to a roof, somewhere he can't easily reach, hold out until dawn. There, you point, office building, 20 stories, mostly glass and steel. Should be locked, but you have Sarah's lockpicks, stolen from the occult shop earlier this week, when you were still preparing. You reach the building, doors are locked. Sarah picks them, hands shaking, bleeding, but skilled. Old habits, she said, from before, when she was a different person. Inside, lobby is dark, emergency lights only. Security desk empty. The management must have cut night security recently. Economy. You head for the stairs. Elevators make noise, draw attention. Stairs are quieter, safer, maybe. Up you go, floor after floor, Sarah getting heavier, breathing harder. You're not sure how much longer she can keep going. 5th floor, Sarah stops. I can't go further. You go, keep going, survive. You're not leaving her. Won't abandon someone who saved you, who fought for you. Stubborn, Sarah smiles weakly. Good trade for surviving, but stupid. Rational choices. You go, alone, I just slow you down. Before you can argue, you hear it. Door below opening. Footsteps on the stairs. Steady, unhurried, climbing. He's in the building. You half-drag Sarah upward. 7th floor, 10th, 12th. She's barely conscious now. Blood loss, pain, exhaustion taking their toll. 15th floor, you can't carry her anymore. Both of you collapse on the landing. Footsteps still coming, steady, relentless, getting closer. Sarah presses something into your hand. Small cross, silver, blessed, family heirloom. Go, she whispers. Get to the roof. Maybe sunrise, maybe helicopter, whatever. Just survive. Tell people what we did, that we fought. You take the cross, tears in your eyes. Promise, you say. I promise. You leave her there, Sarah. Too hurt to continue. Too brave to give up. You keep climbing, stairs blurring together, legs burning, lungs screaming. Behind you, a scream, Sarah's scream, cut short. You don't stop, can stop. If you stop, her sacrifice means nothing. 18th floor, 19th, 20th, finally, roof access. Door is locked,
You use the flare emergency tool, smash the lock mechanism, crude but effective. Door opens. Roof, cold wind, vast darkness spread out beneath you, city lights stretching to horizon. And somewhere over that horizon, dawn, coming, eventually. You check your phone, 3:47 a.m. Hour and a half until sunrise, maybe 2 hours, more than you've ever needed to survive before.
You look around for options. Roof is flat, mostly empty. HVAC units, ventilation structures. One maintenance shed, all metal and concrete. No wood, nothing easily flammable, nothing useful for defense. Your phone buzzes. Text from Novak. Your friend tasted fear, mostly, but also courage, determination, rare qualities in prey. Almost makes me sad that I had to end her. Almost. Rage floods through you, pure, hot, overwhelming. He killed Sarah, killed someone trying to protect you, someone who fought because she believed humans could fight back. Another text. Now, it's just us, up there, on that roof. No more interruptions, no more tricks. Just you and me and dawn. So far away. Door behind you opens. Novak steps onto roof. Burned, still. Healing slower now. Face is damaged, clothes are charred, but he's moving. Fine. Strong. Immortal. He smiles, that terrible smile. End of the line, little rabbit. No more running. Nowhere left to go. You back away, toward roof edge. 20 stories down. Certain death if you jump, but also certain death if you stay. Novak walks toward you, casual, no hurry. Why hurry when he's already won? You're brave, he says. I'll give you that. Fought well, survived longer than most, but brave isn't enough against centuries of experience, against power you can't comprehend. He's right. You know he's right. You're human, fragile, mortal, no match for something that's been hunting for hundreds of years. But you're also stubborn, angry, refusing to quit. You pull the silver knife, last weapon you have. Won't kill him, but might hurt, might slow, might buy seconds. Novak laughs. Silver? Really? That's your plan? You don't answer. Just wait for him to get close enough to strike. He obliges, confident, steps within range. You thrust, fast, committed, like Marcus taught, aiming for his throat, vulnerable spot, silver in soft tissue. Novak is faster, catches your wrist, again, like before, twists, hard. You hear something crack, feel white-hot pain. Knife falls from nerveless fingers. He pulls you close, face inches from yours. You can see his eyes now, truly see them. Black, endless, old, inhuman. You fought well, he says, almost a whisper. Should have been a vampire, would have made a magnificent one. He opens his mouth, fangs extending, white, sharp, designed for one thing. This is it. End of the hunt. Your last moment as human, as alive, as yourself. You think about Sarah, Marcus, Catherine, David, all the people who fought, who tried to save you, who believed humans could resist. You think about everyone Novak has killed over centuries, all the lives ended to feed his hunger, his immortality, his power. And you decide, if you're going to die, you're going down fighting. Your free hand finds Sarah's cross, still in your pocket, silver, blessed, last gift from someone who believed in you. You press it against Novak's face, hard. He screams,
releases you, stumbles back, skin smoking where Cross touched. Old scars, shaped like holy symbols, burned into his face. You don't waste the moment. Run toward the roof edge, not to jump, but to the HVAC unit. Large, industrial complex machinery. Novak recovers, fast, even burned, even damaged, chases you across the roof. You reach the unit, climb onto it. Height advantage, small, but something. He follows, effortless, supernatural grace. You're cornered now, literally, nowhere left to go. Equipment below, vampire in front, long drop behind. Novak smiles. It's over. Accept it. You check your phone. 4:32 a.m. Hour until sunrise, maybe less. Hour to survive somehow. Then you see it. Eastern horizon. Barely visible from your vantage. Lightest hint of gray. Not dawn yet, but promise of dawn. Coming. Eventually. Idea forms. Desperate. Probably suicidal, but only option left. You pull the last flare from your belt. Emergency signal. Bright, burning magnesium. Red light that burns at thousands of degrees. This won't stop me, Novak says. Flare won't kill me. I know, you say, and light it. Brilliant red light floods the roof. Harsh, bright, chemical. Novak flinches, instinct. Vampires and fire, ancient fear, can't help it. You hold the flare between you and him, a barrier of fire, creating space. And you wait. Minutes pass, flare burning, time passing, dawn approaching incrementally. Novak notices too, glances east, frowns. Clever, he admits, buying time, but not enough. Sun still minutes away. Flare will die first, then you. He's probably right. Flare is burning down, shorter, guttering. Soon it will die, and you'll be defenseless. But the sky is definitely lighter now. False dawn, arriving. Gray light spreading, enough to see by, almost. Novak takes a step forward, testing. Flare sputters, low on fuel. You back up to the very edge of roof. Nothing behind you, but air and drop. Last seconds of flare dying out.
Sky getting lighter. Definitely now. Real dawn coming. Novak lunges. Final attack, while you're still vulnerable. You do the only thing left. Jump. Backward. Off the roof. Not to fall. To die. But to grab emergency fire escape. 1 floor down. Maintenance access. Saw it earlier. You catch the railing. Barely. Pain shooting through your broken wrist. But you hold on. Dangling. 20 stories up. Above you, Novak. Reaching down. Can't follow. Can't risk jumping down 20 stories. Even vampires can't survive that. But he doesn't need to. Just needs to pull you up. His hand closes on your arm, pulling, strong, irresistible. Sky lightens more, pink turning orange, first rays of sun about to crest horizon. Novak feels it too, genuine fear crossing his face. Sun, true death, the only thing that truly kills vampires. He has seconds to pull you up, to finish this before sun forces him to retreat. He pulls harder, desperate now. You're halfway up, almost within reach. Sun breaks horizon. First golden ray touches rooftop. Novak screams, releases you, skin smoking where sunlight touches. He runs for roof access, for shadows, for survival. You hang there, one-handed, watching first sunrise. You thought you might not see. Above you, Novak screams, fading as he flees down into building, into darkness. That's the only place he's safe now. You pull yourself up onto fire escape,
Collapse, shaking, crying. Relief and pain, equal measures. You survived. Night of hunting, 3 days of terror, the new moon when his power was strongest. You survived. The aftermath. You don't remember much of the next hours. Getting down from roof, emergency services finding you, hospital, doctors, questions police who don't believe that a vampire tried to kill you. They think you're traumatized by a stalker, which is true, sort of. They treat your wrist, broken in 2 places, give you pain medication, suggest therapy for trauma. You don't argue, just accept it. No point trying to explain what they won't believe. Marcus finds you, hospital room, 2 days later, arm in cast, bruises fading. He's alive, battered, bandaged, but alive. Catherine, too, broken leg, concussion, but surviving. David didn't make it, Catherine tells you, quietly. Neck broken first strike. He didn't suffer, at least. Sarah, you know about already. 4 of you went into that warehouse. 3 came out. 2, barely. But you're alive, Marcus says. That matters. Novak failed. Failed publicly in the hunt he announced. Every vampire in the city knows he lost to a human, that he couldn't finish what he started. So what happens now, you ask? Marcus exchanges glance with Catherine. Now, Novak is weakened. Politically, the Coven will likely move against him, maintain order. He'll be gone, soon, one way or another. And me, am I still hunted? Catherine shakes her head. Hunt is over. Failed hunt means failed claim. You're free of him. At least, other vampires might take interest, eventually, but for now, you're clear. Relief washes through. It's over. Really over. You survived. But also something else. A feeling you can't quite name. Not quite guilt, not quite pride. Something between. You survived while David and Sarah didn't. They fought for you, died for you, and you're the one who walks away. Marcus sees it in your face. Survivor's guilt, he says. Known it well. They chose to fight. Knew the risks. Would have fought anyway, even if you refused. Would have hunted Novak eventually because that's who they were. Hunters, protectors, people who stood between monsters and innocence. Sarah wanted you to tell people, Catherine adds, about the fight. About them. That they mattered. You nod. Promise you'll remember. We'll honor them. Somehow. Days pass. You recover. Physically, at least. Mentally. Psychologically. That takes longer. You return to work. Eventually. Hospital. Where this started. Parking garage. Where Novak first appeared. Seems different now. Less threatening. Daylight makes everything less frightening. But nights are harder. Every shadow, every stranger, every unexpected sound makes you jump, makes you remember. You carry silver knife now, always. Blessed water, cross in your pocket. Not because you're still hunted, but because you know truth now. Monsters are real. Walk among us, hunt us, and most people never know, never believe, until it's too late. Marcus invites you to join them, the hunters, continue David's work, Sarah's legacy, fight back against things that hunt in darkness. You're not sure if you're ready for that, if you're strong enough, brave enough, but you're considering it, because you survived, and surviving means something, should mean something. 1 month later, you're at the bar where you first met the hunters. Meeting has just ended. Planning session for tracking a vampire 2 districts over. Different one. Not Novak. Younger. Careless. Leaving evidence.
You're part of the team now. Not fighter. Not yet. But researcher. Information gatherer. Using medical knowledge to understand vampire physiology. using survival instinct to anticipate behavior. Catherine is teaching you proper staking technique. Must be precise, must be committed, can't hesitate. Marcus is teaching you tracking, reading signs, understanding patterns vampires leave. You're learning, slowly, carefully, not rushing, because David rushed Sarah, too, and it got them killed. After meeting, you step outside. Night air. Cool. Clear. Moon is waxing, heading toward full, opposite of new moon, when vampires are weakest, when they're almost human, almost vulnerable. Your phone buzzes. Unknown number. Text message. You tense, ready for threat, for Novak somehow, still hunting, despite everything. But message isn't from him. I heard what you did. Surviving Novak. Impressive. Rare. Very few humans ever accomplish that. I wanted to say congratulations. And also, fair warning, the vampire community is watching you now, with interest. Some want revenge for Novak's humiliation. Some want to test themselves against the human who survived. Some just want to know if you're a threat or curiosity. Stay vigilant, stay smart, and maybe you'll continue surviving. A friend. You show Marcus. He reads it, frowns. Could be genuine warning, could be psychological warfare, could be set up for another hunt. Hard to tell with vampires. They play long games, think in decades. We think in days. So what do I do, you ask? Marcus looks at you seriously. What you've been doing. Stay alert, stay armed, stay alive. One day at a time. You nod, understanding. This is life now, not temporary, not until you're safe, because you're never really safe, not anymore. But also, you're not helpless, not anymore. You know what's out there, know how to fight, know you can survive. You survived Novak, ancient vampire, peak tower during new moon, when he should have been unstoppable. If you can survive that, you can survive anything. 6 months later, life has found new rhythm. Work at the hospital, 3 days a week, hunting with Marcus and Catherine 3 nights a week, 1 day off, to recover, to process, to remember you're human. You're killed 2 vampires now, not Novak. He disappeared after the failed hunt. Rumor is the Coven dealt with him permanently, but rumors are unreliable in vampire politics. The 2 you killed were young, reckless, hunting openly, threatening to expose the whole community. Local Coven actually requested the kills, maintaining secrecy, maintaining balance. You're getting good at this. The hunting, the staking, the surviving. But it costs. Every kill takes something. Every night spent hunting is a night not sleeping, not living normally, not being the person you were before Novak. Catherine notices. You're getting hard, she says. Not criticism, just observation. Happens to all of us, eventually. We see too much, do too much. Stop being normal people. Become weapons instead. Is that bad? You ask. She considers. No, not bad. Necessary. We do what others can't. Fight what others won't. Someone has to stand between monsters and innocents. Might as well be people who already know the truth. You've started training others now. People who've been touched by vampires, stalked, attacked, survived. Teaching them what you learned, how to fight, how to survive. Some join the hunters. Most just want knowledge, want to protect themselves, their families. never encounter vampires again. That's fine, too. Not everyone needs to be a warrior, just needs to be prepared. You think about Novak sometimes. Wonder where he is. If he's alive. If he remembers you. The human who got away. Who survived his hunt. Who humiliated him. Part of you hopes he's dead. Truly dead. Ashes scattered, never to return. Part of you knows better. Vampires like him don't die easy. Don't give up. Nurse grudges for decades. He might return someday. For revenge. For pride. For the completion of interrupted hunt. If he does, you'll be ready. Better trained. Better prepared. Better armed. You survived once. You can survive again. 1 year later, you're standing in the same parking garage where this all began, a year ago. Tonight, same time, 2:47 a.m. End of shift. Different now, though. You're not afraid, not paralyzed by terror, not helpless. You're armed, silver knife, wooden stakes, holy water, trained, experienced, dangerous in your own right. You've killed 7 vampires now, saved dozens of lives, become part of a network. Hunters across the city, coordinating, communicating, fighting back. The vampire community knows your name now, knows what you represent. A human who refused to be prey, who fought back, who survived, and continues surviving. Some vampires fear you, some respect you, some want you dead. You've received 4 direct threats, 3 attempts on your life, 2 offers to turn, to join them, become a vampire yourself, power, immortality, freedom from human weakness. You refused every time. Not interested in immortality, not willing to pay the price. Blood, humanity, soul.
You'd rather die human than live forever as monster. Marcus approaches. You're here again, he says. Anniversary? You nod. Year ago, Novak appeared. Started hunting. Started this. And you survived, Marcus says. Became this. Became hunter. Became legend in your own way. Legend feels like too much, you say. Maybe, Marcus smiles, but true. Humans don't usually survive old vampires, don't usually fight back, don't usually win. You did. All 3. That means something. Movement in shadows catches your eye. Familiar sensation. Predator watching. Marcus feels it too. Hand on stake. Both of you alert, ready. Figure emerges from darkness into parking garage light. Novak. Older, looking somehow diminished. Burns on his face, never fully healed. Silver scars marking where you hurt him, where he failed. Hello, little rabbit, he says. Same voice, same predatory stillness, but something different now. Not quite same confidence. You don't run. Don't panic. Hand on silver knife. Ready. I'm not here to hunt, Novak says, quickly. Hands visible, empty. No threat. I'm here to talk. Marcus moves, positioning himself between you and Novak, not trusting. Smart. Talk fast, Marcus says, before I stake you. Novak laughs. Bitter, not predatory. I wanted to say, congratulations. You survived. Year ago, I should have killed you. Didn't take you seriously. Underestimated you. Paid the price. The Coven made examples, Marcus says. Statement, not question. Novak nods. Cast me out. Broke my territory. Stripped my status. All because I failed one hunt.
Against one human. Against you. Good, you say, surprised by your own coldness. You deserved it. Novak laughs, sharp, bitter. Yes, I did. Arrogant, complacent, thought I was untouchable. You taught me otherwise. The hard way. Silence stretches. Tension. Thick. Why are you here? You finally ask. To warn you, Novak says. Others are watching. Your reputation is growing. Some admire that. Some hate it. There's a bounty on your head now. Turn you. Make you vampire. Against your will. Ultimate irony. The hunter becomes vampire. How much? You ask. Curious. 50,000, Novak says. From 3 different vampires. Want the prestige of turning the famous hunter. You process this. More threats, more hunters, more years of looking over shoulder. Why warn me, you ask? Why help? Novak considers. Because you taught me humility, something I'd forgotten in centuries of existence. Because you're interesting, rare. Humans who fight back are uncommon. Humans who win, rarer still. Because maybe I respect you a little. Hate you more, but respect comes with it. He turns to leave, then pauses. One more thing. If you ever want to turn, to become vampire, the offer stands. Not threat, promise. You'd make formidable vampire, and I'd like to see what you'd become with centuries ahead of you. Never, you say firmly. I'll die human. Novak smiles, sad, almost wistful. That's what I thought too, once, long ago, before I chose differently. We all think we'll never compromise, never change, never become monsters. And then centuries pass, and here we are. He disappears into shadows, gone, like he was never there. You and Marcus stand in silence, processing. That was unexpected, Marcus finally says. Yeah, you agree. Think he's genuine about the warning? You consider. I think so. Doesn't mean he won't try again, eventually, but for now, yes. He's genuine. Marcus nods. We'll increase security. Double teams, more weapons. You're too valuable to lose. You're not sure about valuable, but you accept it. The protection, the precautions, the vigilance. Because this is life now, not temporary. Not until safe. Forever. You're a hunter. Now and forever, target for vampires, protector of humans, living in a world between darkness and light, between monster and human, between death and survival. And you wouldn't change it, even if you could, because you survived. And survival means you get to fight another day. The choice. 2 years after Novak's first hunt, you're a different person. Harder. Scarred. Body and soul. But alive. You've killed 23 vampires now? Lost count of how many lives saved. How many people warned. How many humans kept breathing. You're famous in the underground community. A vampire hunter survived the unsurvivable, continues surviving, against all odds. The hunters have grown. Your group expanded.
7 members now. Training others, building a network, creating something that might actually make difference. But tonight, you're alone. Choice you made. Needed to think, to process, to decide. Because you received an offer. Not from vampires this time, from coven leaders. Legitimate vampire authority. Ancient beings who maintain order, who enforce rules, who decided humans who hunt are valuable sometimes. They want a truce, want you to stop killing indiscriminately, start working with them. Identify rogues, young vampires who hunt carelessly, who threaten exposure. In exchange, they leave you alone. Stop the bounties. Provide information. Protect you from vampires who want revenge.
It's tempting, practical, strategic, could save lives, both human and vampire. But it also feels like betrayal, compromise. David and Sarah died fighting vampires. All vampires, not just bad ones. Marcus says, take the deal. Catherine says, never trust them. You're torn. Your phone rings. Unknown number. You answer, carefully. Voice or recognize. Novak. Don't hang up, he says quickly. I know about the offer. Of course you do, you say. Vampires and their networks. He continues, I'm calling because I want you to understand what you'd be agreeing to. You listen, curious despite yourself. The Coven isn't benevolent, Novak says. They maintain order, yes, but their order benefits vampires, not humans. They want you to hunt rogues, because rogues threaten their comfortable existence. But the Coven itself has killed thousands, fed on millions over centuries. They're not better, they're just more organized. So you're saying refuse? No, Novak says surprisingly. Accept it. Use them. Get information. Access resources. Learn about us from inside. Then, when you're ready, when you're positioned, strike from within. Do more damage than you ever could as outsider. Why you ask? Why help me? Because. Novak's voice changes, becomes something closer to human. You remind me of who I was before I turned. Young, idealistic, believing I could make a difference. The Coven corrupted me. Eventually will corrupt you too if you're not careful. But maybe you're stronger, stubborn enough to resist. Maybe you can be what I wasn't. Silence stretches. You process his words, his offer, his strange, almost paternal interest in your survival. I'll think about it, you finally say. Good, Novak says. One more thing. The vampire who wants most to turn you, to claim prestige of converting famous hunter, is someone you know, someone close. Who? He hangs up, leaving you with question, with doubt, with paranoia. Someone close, someone you know. Could be anyone. Marcus, Catherine, one of the new hunters, someone you've trusted. This is Vampire Games, psychological warfare, planting seeds of doubt. But also, could be true, could be real threat from unexpected direction. You sit in darkness, thinking, deciding, choosing. What kind of hunter to become? What compromises to make? What lines not to cross? 5 years later. 5 years since Novak first appeared.
changed your life forever. You're still alive, still hunting, still surviving against odds that should have killed you long ago. You took the deal with the Coven, worked with them for 3 years, learning, gathering intelligence, positioning yourself. Then you betrayed them spectacularly, used everything they taught against them, killed 3 Coven elders, freed dozens of humans, destroyed centuries of carefully built infrastructure. The vampire community put a price on your head, $1 million now, for your death. Not turning, just death. Too dangerous to keep alive. You went underground, literally, living in the tunnels beneath the city, moving constantly, never staying long in one place. Marcus was killed a year ago, ambushed by vampires he trusted. Catherine disappeared 6 months back. Don't know if she's alive or dead or turned. You're alone now, except for a small network of contacts, informants, allies who believe in the fight. Novak still appears sometimes, warns you of new threats, provides information, never asks for anything in return. You think you understand why now. He sees you as redemption, as the fighter he should have been, as a resistance to the monster he became. You've killed 72 vampires now, lost count of near deaths, of close calls, of moments when you almost didn't survive. But you keep going, because stopping means they win, means David and Sarah died for nothing, means monsters rule unchallenged. Some nights, you wonder what it would be like to accept Novak's offer, to turn, to become vampire, to stop being prey or hunter, to become predator instead. The offer is always open. He reminds you that immortality, power, freedom from human weakness, but also loss of humanity, loss of sunlight, loss of everything that makes you you. Not worth it. Never worth it. You'd rather die fighting as a human than live forever as monster. The final hunt. 10 years since Novak first appeared. You're still alive. Impossibly, miraculously, against every odd. You're 34 now. Look 48. Scars, injuries, years of stress, taking their toll. You've killed 136 vampires now, made so many enemies, have so many scars, can barely remember life before hunting. The vampire community has tried everything to kill you. Ambushes, poison, betrayal, human servants, vampire hunters, mind games, psychological warfare. You've survived all of it through skill, luck, sheer stubborn refusal to give up. But tonight is different. You can feel it, something ending, something beginning, a culmination of decade-long war. You're meeting Novak, neutral ground, abandoned church, where you first tried to find sanctuary. He's there when you arrive, looking the same as always, unchanged by years, while you've aged, scarred, diminished.
You look tired, he says, not unkindly. 10 years is long time for human to fight. 10 years, you agree, is long time, but not done yet. He smiles, sad. I know. That's why I called you here, one last time, to make the offer. Turn, you say? Become vampire? Yes, Novak says, but more than that. Join me. Build something new. Vampire-human alliance. Fight the old coven. Together, you'd be immortal, protected, powerful, and a monster, you finish. He shakes head. Not necessarily. You could feed ethically. Blood banks, volunteers, willing donors. Don't have to kill. Could be different kind of vampire. Better than I became. It's tempting, in its way. Decade of fighting has left you broken, tired, wondering how much longer you can survive. But also, you remember David, Sarah, Marcus, Catherine, all the humans who trusted you to stay human, to fight for them, not become what you fought against. I can't, you say. Sorry. But no, I'm human. I'll die human. That's the choice I made. Novak nods, unsurprised. I expected that. Had to try one last time. He pauses. I'm leaving the city, the continent, maybe forever. The coven wants me dead. You've made too many enemies. Staying here means dying here. So you're running. Surviving, Novak corrects. There is difference. You can't help but smile. Yeah, there is. He turns to leave, then pauses. Thank you, by the way, for teaching me that humans are more than food, more than weak, more than prey. You're warriors when pushed, survivors when hunted, and sometimes, against all odds, you win. He disappears, final time, leaving you alone in abandoned church. You sit in pew, thinking, processing, deciding. 10 years of fighting, 10 years of surviving, 10 years of being something between human and monster, between prey and hunter, between death and life. You're tired, so tired, but also determined, because fight isn't over, never over, as long as vampires hunt, as long as humans die, as long as monsters walk in darkness. You stand up, walk out of church, into night that's been your home for a decade. You have stakes in belt, silver knife in pocket, holy water in jacket. You're armed, you're trained, you're experienced, you're survivor, and you're not done fighting. Not yet, not ever. The night is full of monsters, but also full of humans worth protecting, and that makes all the difference. Epilogue, the legend. 20 years after Novak first appeared, you're legend now in vampire community, in hunter circles, in the spaces between, where darkness meets light. You're 44, look 60. Decades of fighting leaving their mark. But you're alive, still breathing, still human, still fighting. The vampires call you the survivor, the hunter, the human who wouldn't die. Young vampires are warned about you, told stories, use you as cautionary tale about underestimating prey. Human hunters look to you as inspiration, as proof that survival is possible, that fighting back works. You've trained hundreds of hunters now, passed on everything you learned, everything you survived. Some died, many lived because of knowledge you shared. You've killed, can't remember how many, 200, maybe 3. Centuries of combined age eliminated by someone who should have been easy prey. You're sitting in the bar where you first met Marcus and Catherine, both long gone now, both honored, both remembered. New hunters gather around, young, eager, determined, like you were once. They want to know how you survived, how you fought, how you've lasted this long. You tell them truth, not glory, not heroics, but reality. Fear, you say, is what keeps you alive. Not courage, not strength. Fear that makes you careful, that makes you prepared, that makes you respect what you're fighting. You tell them about David and Sarah, about Marcus and Catherine, about all the hunters who didn't survive, who gave everything so others could live. You tell them about vampires, real dangers, not romanticized versions from movies, but actual predators, ancient, powerful, deadly. And you tell them about choice, the one you made 20 years ago, the one you remake every day. Stay human, stay alive, stay fighting. It's not easy. It's not glorious. It's survival. Nothing more, nothing less. But survival means you get to protect others, to fight monsters, to make a difference. And sometimes, in a world full of darkness, where monsters hunt, where humans die, sometimes survival is enough. They listen, these young hunters, eyes wide, with determination, with fear, with hope. You see yourself in them 20 years ago, unprepared, terrified, but willing to fight. Some will survive. Many won't. All will be changed by what they see, by what they do, by what they become. That's the cost of fighting monsters, of knowing truth, of staying alive when everything wants you dead. But it's worth it. Every scar, every nightmare, every moment of terror, because you're still here, still human, still fighting. And as long as you're alive, the monsters remember. Humans can bite back. Sleep well, survivor, and remember, if vampires are real, if darkness hunts, if monsters exist, then so do hunters, then so does resistance, then so does survival. Stay vigilant, stay armed, stay human. This is Sleepless Survivor, reminding you that nightmares are real, but so is courage. The night is dark, but you don't have to face it alone. Stay safe out there, and never, never stop fighting.